Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We begin tonight with new developments in the murder of Samantha Wool. Brand new information on the suspect as we await charges in the case. That suspect taken into custody across the state in Kalamazoo. We're glad you're with us for Local 4 News at 5. I'm Devin Skillian.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Wool, a beloved leader in the Detroit Jewish community, was stabbed to death October 21st at her home in Lafayette Park. Sean Lay is live. So, Sean, what are your sources telling you tonight?
Well, we know this right now. The case is moving forward ever so slowly. The closer we get to charges, then the closer we get to knowing the identity of the person captured or arrested in Kalamazoo yesterday. We already know that person has already been brought back to Detroit and is right now in the Wayne County Jail in a special wing. Samantha Wool was stabbed to death back on October 21st. Now, a person has been taken into custody. Here's what we know. Sources confirming that the person is male. He was taken into custody in Kalamazoo. Sources say that the person has family there. Why was he taken into custody? Sources tell us the suspect made a statement to investigators that led to his arrest. But so far, that person has not been charged. That is why police have not released his name. What happens next? Here's Local 4 crime and safety expert Darnell Blackburn.
Well, they have 48 hours to charge the individual, whomever it is, but right now what they're doing is gathering as much evidence as they possibly can.
Sources also tell me that the suspect has already been moved from Kalamazoo and booked into the Wayne County Jail held on the 6th floor. Steve Dolan spent years as a homicide investigator for Detroit police. We're confirming through sources that the suspect is a male, has already been brought back from Kalamazoo, and is on the 6th floor of the Wayne County Jail. What does that mean?
That would mean that he's probably in maximum security cells.
But in a similar high-profile homicide of neurosurgeon Devon Hoover, the person of interest in that case had to be released and remains free due to a lack of evidence. What will be the impact if the person in the Wool case is released if there's not enough evidence to charge him?
And it's a high-profile case. The Jewish community is on edge. The people in the neighborhood of Detroit are on edge. What's going on? The investigators are doing a good job. But like Chief White said, we're still following the evidence. There's still a lot more work to do.
Back here live. Again, we just checked. No charges. In fact, the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office says police have not sent over a warrant request yet. Still investigating, waiting to see if charges will be filed or if this person will be released, just like in the Devon Hoover case. We asked Chief White today for an update to speak with us. Police declined, saying all this remains under investigation. Back to you.
And we'll continue to follow it closely. Sean, we appreciate it.
Well, last night, 5 GOP hopefuls clashed in the third primary debate in Miami. The clear GOP frontrunner, though, was not there. Former President Trump elected to have a rally not too far from the debate hall. But on the debate stage, it's unclear whether anyone made enough headway to emerge as Trump's clear challenger for the GOP nomination.
From 10 years ago.
The debate, sharp and at times personal.
So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my daughter out of your voice. You're just
the easy answer.
The 5 candidates on stage in Miami taking aim at each other and discussing major issues like the war in Gaza.
Finish the job once and for all with these butchers, Hamas. They're terrorists.
We need to focus specifically on providing Israel with the $14 billion that they need.
Once again, the frontrunner in the race, former President Donald Trump, not participating. Instead, Trump rallying supporters just a few miles away in Hialeah.
We will not yield. We will never give in. We will never give up. And we will never, ever back down.
While polls show Donald Trump dominating the race, there is a wild card. The former president is facing nearly 100 felony charges in trials set to begin next spring, right in the thick of the Republican primary.
What's going to happen is he's going to start losing as soon as he spends every day in a courtroom in Washington, D.C.
Meanwhile, President Biden in Illinois speaking to auto workers at a plant reopened after the historic deal between the auto companies and the UAW.
When you're in the middle of a fight, I stood and others stood with you shoulder to shoulder on that picket line. My predecessor went to a non-union shop and attacked you. I hope you guys have a memory.
President Biden trying to reassure Democrats that his message can lead to victory next year, despite poll numbers that show voters don't trust him on the economy. Now, as the 2024 primaries draw closer, the fourth and final Republican debate has been announced. It's going to be held December 6th in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Police in Dearborn sat down with faith leaders today from across the region to talk about safety. It comes amid a rise in anti-Islamic and anti-Jewish sentiment stemming from the war in Gaza. Victor Williams is live tonight. Victor, this is a big concern across the spectrum.
Kimberly, big deal indeed, and the chief is saying that there is just too much hate out there, and that's exactly why he did this.
There's a lot of hate going on. What this room represents is the beauty of Dearborn. It's multicultural. There's a diverse background of faiths in that room.
Leaders from every religion in Dearborn and surrounding areas coming together to discuss public safety during a very turbulent time.
I'm overwhelmed right now by sadness because of the situation. With so many people being killed all over the world.
The Dearborn Police Department was the host of the discussion. One of the most important topics, stopping the hate.
I wish the hate would just the rhetoric would kind of stop or just be reduced. And when you bring all the folks together, you realize there's a lot more that binds us together than divides us.
With recent threats on both Jewish and Palestinian communities with the war in Gaza, these two were able to sit together with a greater goal in mind.
Together, as a clergy, we have this sympathy and empathy, and also we have this, compassion to save the human race.
And although we're seeing a rise in hate crimes, the hope is that one day we can see peace and coexist.
And yes, we went through all these turmoil and fight, but this fight should create a reasonable man and woman to sit down and discuss a real solution.
And these leaders are holding on to hope that one day that can eventually happen, but it will take time. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor, thank you. Well, this morning, Mayor Mike Duggan officially appointed Detroit's interim fire commissioner, Charles Sims, to fill the position permanently.
The mayor said Sims' work leading the department since his appointment nearly 2 years ago has made him a strong candidate for the position. That nomination will now be considered by the city council, and the council will have 30 days to vote on making that appointment.
Well, it's no secret that having the right play-by-play announcer can really make or break the fan experience.
And today, the Detroit Tigers are adding Jason Benetti, to the broadcast team, best known for calling the White Sox games for the last number of years. But also, you've probably heard him do basketball and football games at the network level. We bring in Rod Maloney for more on why Benetti is making the move to the D from the C.
Well, that's right, because Jason Benetti is a Chicago native, had his dream job there. He said he grew up imitating Ken Hawk Harrelson, who served as the White Sox play-by-play announcer for more than 30 years. So you may wonder exactly how the Tigers were able to talk him into coming here outside of paying him huge amounts of money. And well, I had the same question for him, and he answered it at the Zoom conference that they held this afternoon.
I think the Tigers are on the move upward.
40-year-old Jason Benetti graduated from Syracuse University for broadcast journalism, graduated from Wake Forest Law School in 2011. But he did sports in between.
Up the middle, over second into center field. Cabrera wins on a fastball on 2 strikes, and the Tigers have tied the game.
And he admitted his decision to join the Tigers hit him hard this morning.
I woke up this morning, no joke, and the first name in my mind was Maglio Ordonez. Because when Maglio Ordonez left Chicago to go to Detroit, I was like, what did he do?
He came to Detroit and became a hero. Jason has a wandering right eye and walks with a limp because of cerebral palsy, something he's worked hard to overcome and believes gives him some insight and connection to Detroit as to how it and how its baseball team are perceived.
Sometimes people think I can't do stuff. And from a distance, again, gross generalization alarm going off, but from a distance, I think that's how Detroit gets treated.
When the Tigers reached out to hire him, they sold him on the idea of creating a next-level baseball broadcast, matching his desire to achieve true excellence, along with having some fun.
Sometimes you show up at a place and you say, oh my gosh, this is right. And I can't believe it's right because I'm leaving home, Like, please don't underestimate how much I have to feel this to leave there.
And so once again, remember that Jason does national television broadcast, going to take him away from the Tigers about 35 games a year. And when that happens, Tigers radio voice Dan Dickerson's going to take the TV play-by-play chair. Benetti signed a multi-year contract, by the way. Back to you.
Rod, who did the Tigers play on opening day when we'll first get to hear Jason take the mic? A great interview, too, by the way.
Interesting you should ask. It's going to be the Chicago White Sox. And to come full circle, the first broadcast that Jason did for the White Sox was against who?
The Detroit
Tigers. Isn't that amazing? The poetry here.
It really is. Really
he has done play-by-play sitting aside Bill Walton, which speaks to a level of
combat.
He's pretty darn good on his feet, that's for sure.
Well, welcome to Detroit, Jason. We appreciate your story tonight, Rod.
It was great.
Great.
You know, that was the sun today. Let's take a live look Woodward Avenue from our downtown sky cam. A crisp fall day outside, but you both felt my enthusiasm lacking for yesterday. It's back today. I thought today was gorgeous.
It really was, and we'd love a repeat performance for the weekend, Kim.
You know, I do appreciate that amazing level of excitement. Yes, we have to reintroduce ourselves to the sun, but it's back and it's going to stick around for a little while. 56 downtown, 53 at Metro Airport, low 50s pretty much everywhere you go. And yesterday, several cities were in the 30s at this same time, so it is quite a bit warmer. In fact, 10 degrees warmer right now than it was yesterday in Mount Clemens, 7 degrees at the airport, and 14 degrees warmer up in Lapeer. It has been windy today. If you must complain about something, I guess this would be it. It's been a very breezy day. We had a wind gust in Pontiac recorded at 36 miles per hour, upper 20s out at the airport. It will be breezy again tomorrow, but we're going to take a look at some freezing temperatures for the weekend coming up.